Hi everyone, it's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. Thanks so much for stopping by to check out another video. If you saw my video last night, you saw that I packed up a lot of 200 vintage sewing thimbles in the wood cases with the plastic covering that goes over them. Now I want to use that sale as an example of why market research and why gathering data is so important in terms of setting your price and dealing with buyers so that you do not allow buyers to bully you into accepting a price that is far below market value. Let's just take a step back for a second and show you where I source these items. So this is one of my videos. You could go check it out if you'd like to. I'll put the link to it down below. But as you can see, this is the actual outside of the garage sale where I saw the thimbles. Now, a point I want to mention here is this is a sale that many people would drive by. Now, I came to this at around somewhere like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So this sale had been going on all day, and I guarantee you tons of people drove by it. Why? Because it really wasn't set up to entice people to come in. You have a bunch of junky furniture that's on the outside, a bunch of random things that are kind of scattered. It's not presented nicely at all, so it really doesn't do anything to draw you in. However, I always say you never know what is inside that garage, and there were tables laid out there. So I decided to get out of the car, walk up, and it turns out there was nothing good on the driveway. But inside the garage, I found this, and I want you to take a look here. Let me
Up
just,
to
if you
another
didn't
one.
see
We'll
this
see if there's
video
any good
before,
things inside
but
that
as I
garage.
walk
Doesn't
into
look
the
too
garage
great
from
on
the
the driveway, but you never know
back
when you get in the
corner of the
garage.
garage, I come
Looky
across
here.
these. So this is the lot of 200 plus. There's actually extra. There were 16 sewing thimbles that I found, so 216 approximately. And they come in these wood cases, and as you can see, there are 3 of them. There's one here, and then there's one right below it. And so they actually
This is
have
a
these
whole
clear
set of
cases. They look
thimbles
like
we got.
glass, but they're not. This is actually a plastic covering, and it slides open, allows you to see the thimbles. So now this is a good example of me, being on the spot, encountering a
100
new item
thimbles
that I
per
know
case.
has to have some value
No.
because these came from the home of a woman who was over 100 years old. She passed away, so I'm dealing with a relative who's just trying to sell these and get rid of them. Now, this is also the sale where I had to deal with a bully. That was actually the title of the video, who was trying to get these items from me after I had already established myself there in the location, and he tried to kind of bully his way over, and he actually tried to he did. He grabbed the thimbles right out of my area and tried to take them, and I didn't let him do that. So if you want to see the whole story of that, go to that video. The link is down below. But I had to
One
research on
here.
the spot and figure out on my eBay app, what are these worth? I asked the guy if he was willing to sell all of them. He said yes. I said, how much would you sell them all for? And he would not give me a number. He wanted me to throw the number
One
back
over here.
at him. So I said, all right, but that required me to do some
Some down
research.
there as
So,
well.
all right, research is what we're going to do. So let's go to eBay. And this is what I would do while I am there in the actual garage. I don't care that the guy's standing there on the side. Doesn't matter at all. Pull out your phone and start doing your market research. If you're embarrassed to do it, or you're worried about it in some way, it's going to cost you most likely, because that research is very powerful. So what you want to do, I mean, this is the desktop version, but you're going to do the same type of thing when you're at the sale with your eBay app. Here on the desktop, I'm just going to go to advanced, and I'm going to make sure I check off completed listings. And all I'm going to do is type in thimbles and lot. That's the keyword, lot. So we're looking to see how much a bunch of these thimbles sell for. Now, I'm going to sort them here, and I would do this at the sale as well, by shipping and highest. I want to see what's the most I could get out of these things. So price plus shipping first. Highest. We're going to do the highest. So the highest price will come down. Now, you can see there's someone who tried to sell some gold thimbles. That's totally different. That's not what we're dealing with, and they didn't sell either. Price was pretty high, $400. But that's not what we want. We want something more like this, right? So approximately 700 modern antique thimbles. Now, obviously that's a lot more than what I'm looking at there at the sale, so I don't really want to focus on that one. So let me focus on over here. Oh, here we go. This actually is a very good fit. Over 160 assorted thimbles and 3 cases. So that sold for $250 plus $35.70 shipping. And then you go down here. Let's go to this one. We've got giant sewing thimble, approximately 700. So again, that's more. $125 plus $76. So this one here is really our best fit. We do know from seeing this that somebody sold 160 assorted thimbles in 3 cases for $250 plus $35.70 shipping. So what I would tell you about this is that, as a general rule of thumb, if there was somebody out there that was willing to fork over that type of money for those thimbles, the chances are very high that there is another person out there somewhere who's willing to do the same thing or very similar. So what I did is I took all the pictures and I listed the thimbles, and I listed them for $250. That's where I had them at. And I was just, kind of biding my time for a little bit. I know the price is up there, so this isn't going to be something that someone's going to casually buy. You really need the right buyer to come along who's into thimbles. And I put the story in there in the listing in terms of that, these are from the state of a woman who's over 103 years old. That type of stuff's important to put in there. Well, lo and behold, after I'd say probably about a week or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a week or two, I get the following email from eBay. Good news! You've got an offer for your lot of 200 vintage sewing thimbles. Here's the bad news. The offer is only for $45. Wow, wow. Not good. Not good at all. I would define that as an extreme lowball offer. What do I mean by that? Well, I've already established what the market value for it is, because I've already established what someone's willing to pay for about that amount of sewing thimbles. So if somebody is going to offer you half of what the established market value is, that's what I would define as a lowball offer. So half of the 250 would be 125, and this person's offering 45, which is more than half of that. So that is an extreme lowball offer. If someone is offering you significantly below what half the established market value is. Now, when I say automatically decline it, I don't mean that I have it set to auto decline. I could set it to auto decline, by the way. There is a way in your settings that you could say, if any offer comes in lower than this amount, then you're going to automatically decline it. There's a reason I don't do that, though. I want to see the offers that are coming in, and I want a chance to be able to respond to it myself, because I really have no tolerance for people who are extreme low ballers and make those kind of offers on eBay. I do feel strongly that sellers need to protect each other from these types of buyers, and I have a whole separate video, which I'm going to link to down below, on how I will actually block or ban these buyers from ever being able to submit an offer or try to purchase something from me again, because I don't want to waste my time dealing with them in the future. Now, you may say to me, well, why don't you just decline it and leave it at that? And here's the reason. One, it's bad form to submit an offer that low. It's really against the etiquette that eBay has established on their site as guidance to buyers for how to make offers, which should not be that far below what the established market value is. Two, if I decline it, I'm telling you what's going to happen based on prior experience, is that the person is going to keep sending sarcastic lowball offers. So the next offer is going to be $46, then another decline, 47, 48, 50, that kind of thing. And then they're going to do that the next day on other items. So I don't have time for that. When I see a notification pops up that I have an offer, I want it to be from someone legitimate, so I want to eliminate people like this from having to interact with them. So what I do, as explained in my video on blocking and banning buyers who do this type of thing, and there's other reasons to do a block, which you could see in that video, I send them a simple one-sentence message to let them know that they have been blocked. And the reason I do that is I want the person to know that there's a consequence to that type of behavior. And so it's a professional message, but it just sticks with the facts. It's not emotional. It just says you have been blocked or you have been banned from sending in an unrealistic, extreme lowball offer. And that's it. I just leave it at that. And now normally it kind of ends there, but in this case it did not. In this case, the person actually wrote back, which I really don't like, actually, because I feel that once you block somebody like this, they shouldn't be able to, communicate with you and start sending you messages. But regardless, the person sent over a message, and I want to show you what the message was. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it, and I'm going to take you through it. It's kind of funny. Person writes, now I just told you what I wrote, but here's what is responded back. What's ridiculous is your attitude towards others. You should ban yourself. Smiley face. Just FYI, you could set up an automatic offer denial under a certain amount and avoid all this drama. I already told you why I don't set that up, by the way, and there's no drama. I'm just declining the offer, which, by the way, I declined it. So I send that sentence that I described earlier within the message of the decline. So all I did is hit decline, put that one word. There's no drama. That's all I'm saying. I'm not taking it, and I'm also not going to deal with you again. So the thimble racks are about the only thing worth money these days. Pay very close attention to this, okay? I'll say it again. The thimble racks are about the only thing worth money these days. Everyone knows almost all thimbles these days hold absolutely no value to anyone but the original buyer. Now you see what this person is trying to do? This person is trying to use a psychological trick to make me believe that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I have overpriced the item, and that really my items are actually worthless, and she's really doing me a favor putting in this offer of $45. Hoping maybe I may actually reconsider. Good luck selling this at its current price. Now you hear, again, this is what she's trying to do. She's trying to drag me down psychologically, and she is trying to make me feel like there's no way I'm going to be able to sell this, and only her is the person that is going to offer me something that I could actually get any kind of money for, and that under $100 is way more realistic, according to her. So then she says, I hope you have a blessed day. You are obviously having a bad morning and taking it out on others. I mentioned psychology a lot because I work as a neuropsychologist on the side, so I know a lot of these psychological tricks that people try to use, and I know some of the terminology we would use. This is actually someone who is projecting. She is really actually the person who's having the bad morning and is telling me I'm the one having the bad morning. There's a lot of people in your life you probably know who do this sort of thing. They're the ones who are having a problem. They're the ones who are having a bad day, yet they tell you you're the one having the bad day. So nice try. Don't let that kind of stuff stick. You really have to be like the Teflon Don and just not let this stuff, not let these people push your buttons. So what I would tell you right now is just stop and think for a second. And I want you to pretend, especially if you're new, that you are the person who received that message. I want you to honestly think about what you would do in response to that. How many of you would reply to it? I guarantee there's a significant percentage who would. My strong advice in this type of situation, and this proves that you would actually be the one who wants to avoid drama, is to not reply to it. It will go nowhere good at all. It's really, really not something that's worth your time. So now it might be hard to do because you really might want to respond to it, but it's not worth it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to get you in just kind of that will actually probably get you into a negative mood state, get you kind of emotional if you start responding, typing away. It's just not worth it. So what I did, this came in on August 2nd, and this email, and I just said no. I'm not going to respond to it because, first of all, I know she's wrong. And how do I know she's wrong? This is how I know she's wrong, because I did my market research on it. And I also, by the way, did a search for a lot of thimbles currently to see what they were going for, and saw that around that $250, $200 price was exactly where I should be. So 5 days go by, and as it turns out, this is the next thing that I see. And I'm going to make this bigger. There we go. I sold it. I sold it to somebody else for $200. Now, at the time that it was listed, I had lowered the price a little bit. I did start it at $250. I lowered it down to $225. The person came in and offered me $150. I counter offered them at $200, reminding them that they were getting free shipping. And I wasn't sure exactly how much the shipping was going to cost. By the way, if you're wondering how much it cost to ship these, it was really very reasonable. They wound up going to Texas, and the cheapest option was to send them through FedEx Smart Post for $13. I mean, that's incredible. That was an amazing deal. If I would have shipped it priority, it would have cost me 25 bucks. So that's why you have to compare all these different services in terms of what shipping option you want to select. But this is very, very important. This goes to show you why you should stand firm and trust your market research. If your market research and the data you've obtained is showing you that the item is going to sell for that amount, do not let some other buyer come along and try to drag you down to a price that, just because you haven't gotten your offer of $200 yet or something close to it, don't get nervous. Be confident and stick with it. That buyer is going to come. It may take a week. It may take 2 weeks. It may take 3 weeks, a month. It may even take longer than that. It depends. But that person will come by if there is an established track record of the item selling. Now, you may have to tweak some things along the way, like you might have to lower price a little bit. You may have to modify some of your photos or modify some of your keywords if you're not getting those bids to come in. But mess around with those kind of things, but trust me, that bid will come in. So I hope that this is helpful for you, and that you wind up, when you're negotiating with people or dealing with people, standing your ground. Don't let them bully you into prices that are completely unrealistic. If you like this video, if you enjoyed it, please let me know that by hitting the like button, maybe commenting down below. If you have a question, anything like that, let me know. As you can see from the comment sections, I am super responsive to you. I love seeing all the comments that you guys are putting down there. It's really exciting to see how much this channel is growing. Picked up about 60 subscribers this week alone, so things are really picking up in terms of activity on the channel, so I love seeing that. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate that, because I am trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you can help me out with that, greatly appreciated. Also, last thing, make sure you come and join my Facebook group. We're over 1,700 members there now. It's just growing like crazy. The link to it is down below. Just go to the description section and you'll just see the link, and you can just hit join, and that will let you into the group once I approve it, which doesn't take long. So hope to see you there. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you at the next one. Take care, everyone. Thanks a lot for stopping by.